Gliding Championships. And since you won the last one, I imagine that was quite helpful for you because you knew that you would be on the team at this World Gliding Championships, which allowed you to come to the pre-worlds last year. Mm-hmm. And so you've had a real chance to get to know this site a little bit more maybe than some others. What are your impressions of this site?
Well, you're right. I've been lucky enough to come and fly at the pre-worlds last year. And so I agree. I have some training here, not as much as the locals, especially since we're also in the winter in the Northern Hemisphere. So obviously we're flying less than our South African friends or our Australian friends.
Yes.
But yes, about the site, well, it's quite different from what we know in Europe and also from what we've seen in South Africa, as far as I've been there. And because maybe it's, well, it's probably in between Europe and South Africa, I would say, and but with some tricks here and there sometimes.
Yes.
Not as obvious.
What sort of tricks do you think?
Rhythm changes, especially that, yes, rhythm changes, and maybe really a different convection than what we would have expected on the hills here.
Yes.
A bit disappointing on the hills, let's say, but the plane is really, really nice.
Yes. Oh, great.
Very dry and very nice here.
And how have your preparations been going? What have you been doing to prepare?
Actually, I'm not the best student on that aspect because, I had to stop flying in clubs since I had when I had my first child. So that's 6 years ago now.
Yes.
So I'm actually only flying with the French team. So I'm lucky enough that there's a very good structure in France. So I'm able to fly on very good gliders with them, and with very good team members such as Eric, which is always training us really, really nicely in the Southern Alps. So he's always making a first preparation at the beginning of the season, and then we go on national championships. And for those who have the time, they can also fly in clubs, obviously, but I can't do that anymore. So because I'm sharing also the flights with my husband.
Yes. It sounds like you have quite a lot of support.
Yes. I'm very lucky for that. My husband accepts to look after the children when I'm competing, which is really good, except for now.
Yes.
He's crewing for me, and the grandparents are keeping the children, so that's really nice.
So your husband here is to crew for you.
Yes.
Oh, good. Yes.
So you're right. I'm very, very lucky to have people around me and helping me and allowing me to be here. Otherwise, I couldn't be here really.
That's wonderful. And what do you really love about flying in World Gliding Championships?
Actually, what I really like about our sport is that the glider erases all differences between people and between men and women especially.
Yes.
So that's something I really like about our sport, and that's why competing here, well, it's a big luck because I can compete with the men in a sport which is quite difficult in other disciplines in other sports. So basically I really like that, and obviously I like flying. I like looking at the earth from above, contemplating the sky and flying like a bird. Of course, it's absolutely magical.
And you mentioned that it is quite a good leveller, and between men and women they can compete equally, yet there are few women in competitions, and in this competition you're the only woman. Sometimes there might be 2 or 3, but usually very, very few.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. So what's your impression of that?
Well, I hope it'll improve first. Also, I think there are many ways to improve that, but in all the countries around the world, it's always linked to cultural differences between men and women, the way that children are being taken care of. And in France, we're lucky enough to have a lot of structures to look after the children.
Yes.
So that the roles of men and women can be pretty similar. As far as my personal experience is concerned, we're both working, so we're both taking care of the children at the same level, and I think this is something that's really a big part of the problem.
Yes.
Because for the women, as soon as you have a child, well, your life changes, obviously, and if there's no structure here, if the roles are not even in the couple, then obviously there will be another difference.
Yes.
Between the man and and his wife.
Yes.
So I've been lucky enough to not be in that situation and to have kept an even place in the couple with my husband and even with the children. So
Yes.
I think that's a big key of the problem, because we do have young women competing also, but as soon as their family lives evolves, then there's less and less.
When did you start gliding? Quite young?
No, not that young, because my parents didn't want me to, so I didn't start that young. I started when I could pay for it by myself, so that was when I was about 20. That's also why I didn't reach the level to do the junior world or junior even competition. I went in the team after 25 because of that. But that was good because I could train. I am in the military, so I could train in the military in France, and it's really good.
Yes.
And so I was really lucky to be allowed to fly a lot when I was young. Well, not too young, but
in your early 20s.
Still a bit young, in the 20s, yeah.
And what made you really interested in gliding? What drew you to the sport?
I don't know, because nobody in my family did that sport. Nobody ever flew anything in my family. So it's really about liking nature and wanting to, also liking technical things. I'm an engineer, so I like technical things.
Yes.
And I guess gliding and me, we matched at some point. We matched. I discovered it late, so to speak, because I was 21. But I immediately got a passion for this discipline, and it worked out really nicely for me. So.
And I can see there's a great passion there, and you really enjoy yourself, and I wish you all the best with this competition. I hope you do very well, and thank you very much.
You're welcome.